Good afternoon, guys. Let us solve for x in this equation. Most grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, when they're given this kind of an equation, they get confused. I know they're used to an equation with 3 terms. Probably when they are given x squared plus 5x, then plus 6 is equals to 0. They are used to this a quadratic equation or trinomial. But then when they are given this one, when they try to plug this in the what's that, the quadratic formula, they get confused, or they try to find factors, the factoring method, they get lost. So when you're given this, it's a quadratic equation, yes. There are two possible solutions for x, but then now there are only 2 terms. It's a binomial, this one, because there are only 2 terms. So when you're given this question, grade 10, grade 11, please, you are always doing a lot of mistake. I'm going to do another question whereby you do a lot of mistake. So this question, they normally say it's 2 marks, but then you are stressing yourself because you are used to this equation whereby you are given 3 terms so that you find the factors of C that add to B. But then when you are given something like this, your first thing that you need to think about, it is factorizing. Okay, the first thing that you need to do, factorizing. Okay, you factorize the normal way, finding the common factor of this. Okay, so that is the first thing that you need to consider, factorizing this, because you cannot be finding factors of 12 that adding, because we don't have the value of C here. By saying value of C in a general trinomial or in an equation that we're used to this one, you see, when you factorize, or when you solve something like this, you find the factors of C that add to B and multiply to C. But then in this case, this is a case whereby we do not have our constant. So then that means you just need to factorize this one. Okay, so when you factorize, let me write it here. It's 12x squared minus 4x is equals to 0. So when you factorize this one, the common factor here, what is common? You start checking the coefficients. The coefficient here is 12, the coefficient here is 4, right? So what is common between 12 and 4? It is a 4, so you take out the 4. Okay, then you go to the variables. What is common? You do have x this side, you do have x on the other side, so that means you take out x. Then after taking the common factor, you open the bracket, right? And then now when you divide 12x squared by 4x, that means it's a 12 divided by 4, it is what? It is a 3. Okay, when you say x squared divided by x, you know this is an exponent, guys. When you're dividing exponent of the same base, you simply subtract the exponent. So this one, you're left with 3x, is it? So here, when you divide 4 and 4, you get 1, right? When you divide this one and this one, you also get 1. So that means this one is equals to 0. So now when you have something like this, then that means we can say that our 4x, we take 1, is equals to 0, or our 3x minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, then here you divide by 4, you divide by 4. Remember, the possible solution for x, when you divide, when 0 is divided by any number, it's just 0. Here it's going to be, you take the 1 to the other side, you take the 1 to the other side. So you have 3x is equals to 1. Then we divide by 3, you divide by 3. This one cancel this one, so your x is going to be a third. So when you are given these questions, please do not make a mistake. Okay, another question that they give in an exam situation, okay, they can just take this one. They can just take this one to say, they can factorize it for you. Then maybe you have to start here. When you are given a bracket and then there is a number that is outside the bracket, they ask you to solve. You just take whatever it is outside the bracket, you equate it to 0, and then you take whatever is inside the bracket, you equate it to 0, then you solve. So please don't lose marks. Don't lose marks in these simple things, please. Okay, please don't lose marks here.